All right. Welcome back, Penny Stock Billionaires. I hope you all had a phenomenal 4th of July weekend. And I just want to do a quick live stream so we're all ready for what I think is going to be an explosive week. This week, we have 3 stocks that are literally, I believe these stocks could double this week. No exaggeration. The charts are telling us what's going on. Again, this is not a device. These are all high-risk stocks. It's all paid content, but these 3, I'm gonna say 3.5 stocks, but ready to absolutely explode. I want to start off with HOTH first. Again, this is you guys can't get enough of this one. We've been seeing amazing action with this stock, and we're already seeing pre-market activity, or whatever we call it, overnight trading starting here. This stock literally could double this week. We're at, what are we at, 3.5 right now in the after. By the way, I do not recommend anybody trading after hours, although, you know what? In this case, if you can get around these levels, I don't think it's that bad. But again, I highly do not recommend trading anything outside of market hours because there's just no liquidity, and just, I don't want the market to get all screwed up. But here is what I'm looking at. Let me show you the charts I'm looking at. We have an incredible setup for this week, for tomorrow, really for tomorrow. Let's do extended hours here. Okay, so we got the extended hours showing. Again, you got the cup and handle formation right now, and it's showing. It's basically showing we're gonna have it's just gonna lift off. It's gonna, I think we're gonna close probably $4.5 to $5 Monday. My opinion only, not a guarantee. This is not, none of that stuff. I think we go to $4 or $5. I mean, we got a beautiful chart set up right over here. This thing wants to go higher. Yeah, I mean, this is, again, this type of chart pattern. I've said this before regarding HOTH. I told you 10 days ago when the stock was $1.80. I remember I did a couple of videos on TikTok. We did a couple of YouTube videos. And I told you guys when it was around $1.80 on that Thursday. And I said, look, this thing right now, we've built a base. It's ready to explode. And sure enough, Friday, it ran up big time. The volume has been exploding. The volume is telling you what is going on. Okay, we're getting 10 million share days consistently, 10 million share days. And we had like one slight pullback, because again, the market, it was, what is it? It was Wednesday, like right before the holiday. Just a few million shares, but the big green days are coming in on 10 million share days. We haven't seen that in almost a month. Okay, we haven't seen that type of volume in a month. So again, the volume is the market's. It's the tell. It's telling you where things are going. It's telling you where the reality of the trading action. And again, the volume is the what is it? It's the truth, right? The charts are one thing, but the volume really is the thing you got to watch. And the volume is telling us that this is the real move. Let's look at this is the 1-hour chart, by the way, I'm looking at here. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour chart is looking absolutely amazing. I'm looking for a golden cross to happen, which is going to trigger another buy signal again. And there's been multiple buy signals on the charts, on the moving averages. I mean, everything is lined up. Again, guys, in my book, 10-Bagger Blueprint, again, I'm not as much as I'm here, as much as I want to sell you the book, I talk about this in the book, 10-Bagger Blueprint, which is this. We're looking for that asymmetric setup. We want to have everything aligned where the odds are stacked in your favor, and you can have that massive move. It's the asymmetric setup. Again, get the book, 10-Bagger Blueprint. Link is in the video description below, wherever you're watching, in the bio. If you're on Twitter, you can get it on Twitter. We have the video course coming out any day. We're going to launch the video course. But yeah, this thing is an absolute rocket taking off right now. So again, I'm looking for this week. We're going to have a golden cross buy signal happening here. We're going to have a golden cross buy signal. That's what it looks like. It's probably going to be by Tuesday. I think Tuesday or Wednesday, but yeah, we're going to have a move in advance. I think probably tomorrow we go to $4 or $5, and we could go to $9 this week. I know it sounds crazy. Oh my God, how can this guy say it? Well, the charts, you've seen what happened before. You've seen, what happened a month ago. The stock, went from, $1.30 to $9 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. in like 5 days, it went to $9. Okay, Seattle went from $1.30 to $9 in 5 days. So I think, yeah, we could do that. Well, we're 3.5 right now. So could it go to 7? You know, in 3 days, I think it can. Now, what's the catalyst? You're asking. What is the catalyst? The catalyst we may have. I think we're going to have the merger. We're going to have I'm taking a shot here. I'm saying that most likely, it looks like what the chart action is telling us is that the merger will close this week, or there's going to be some sort of confirmation of the close. Maybe like, okay, in other words, either NASDAQ approves the merger going through. Okay, so either you get NASDAQ approval, or what do you call it? Or, so again, either you get NASDAQ approval or the deal. I think it's probably going to be NASDAQ approval. I think it happens this week. Maybe like, could be Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm saying Tuesday. Where am I coming up with these crazy things? I'm telling you what the charts are saying. The charts are telling us something big is about to happen. Again, the charts, forget about what anybody tells you, what I tell you. You got two things we're looking at. Number one, the chart, the pattern, okay, the technical setup. Number two, the moving averages. So you got major buy signals on all the moving averages or above the moving averages, on all of them. The daily, the weekly, the 5 minute, all of them. They're all lining up. And the 4 hours about the golden cross. And then you got the charts up. So and then you got the volume, 10 million share days. I don't, maybe, okay, maybe if NASDAQ doesn't approve it, maybe, Amazon announces that they're buying the company for, $1 billion. Something big is going to happen, okay? Something big is going to happen according to what the charts are telling us. Is it guaranteed? Absolutely not. It could go to 0 also. But the charts, I mean, I would say it's like a 94% chance of something huge happening with Seattle this week to the upside. Again, the charts are telling us. You want to know how the charts work? Get my book. It's 10-bagger blueprint. Get it on Amazon, or link is in the bio to get it. And we're going to have the course coming out. By the way, we're going to have a new stock launching next week. Not this week. Next week, after everybody comes back from vacation, and that's going to be a banger. That stock will, again, all our stocks usually double the first day. They usually double the first day, and I think this one is also going to double the first day. Again, ADTX went up 85%. Lottery went up 150%, was 100 and something percent the first day. HOTH almost a double the first day. So the new stock we're going to announce next week is going to be probably a double. Keep your eye on it. If you want to get early notifications, we're giving that to our early notification. It's a premium program. Click the link in the bio. That's it's $200 a month. What do you get for your $200? We tell you exactly what time and where, which platform we're going to announce that new stock. Basically, it's going to give you a heads up. You're going to be able to get in before 95% of the market. So you'll have about a 30-second to a minute window, which on Wall Street is a lifetime. Even a millisecond is a lifetime. So that's 30 seconds, because you're going to know exactly what time you should be looking for it. So you'll be ready. You'll have your trading system open. You'll be able to put the order in before 95%, 99% of the market, 99% of the market. So that minute is going to make you probably 50. So look, bottom line, if you're trading, you put $5,000 into the stock, most likely you'll make an extra 50% that you wouldn't otherwise, because that stock, you'll probably get into it, let's call it $1. Most other people, the masses, are going to get into it at $1.50 to $2. All right, so you're going to get into it around $1, maybe $1.10. Most other people will pay $1.50 to $2, right? Because they're going to find out about it whenever. Maybe they'll pay $3. I don't know, whatever. So you can see basically that $200, you're going to get that money back 20x if you're trading a $5,000 position size. If that's kind of you're trading a $5,000 position, you could make 20 times your money. So is it worth it? I don't know. You got to make up your own mind. Okay, let's get back to Seattle. So this thing again, most beautiful chart setup. I mean, this is like a perfect 10. Okay, this is like, guys, if you remember, if you've been around from the 90s, remember when they had those supermodels? They had, in the 90s, they had the supermodels. I think it was, who was it? It was Cindy Crawford, Linda Evangelista, Naomi Campbell. There was like 5 of these girls. They're all obviously unbelievably looking. I don't think they've had girls this good looking since then. I don't know what happened, but that was maybe I'm sure there's better ones every day, but that was the thing. And there were like the supermodels of the mid 90s, and it's like that. It's a constellation of supermodels. That's what this chart is. This chart is like that constellation. It's that famous photo of those models together. You know, I think I forgot who took it. It was a bunch of photographers, famous fashion photographers, did that photo of all, you know, those supermodels together. You know, it was you know, I hate to use the word iconic, but it was an iconic image. It was kind of an iconic. So this chart is this is like that type of iconic setup. It's an asymmetric setup. I talk about this type of thing in my book. I'm going to use this probably as a case study, you know, when we do the second edition of this book. You know, when this stock goes to $10 or $20, I'm going to do we're going to have a case study of it in the book. I'm not saying it's going, but it may go there. Yes, ADTX. We're going to talk about ADTX. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get back. Okay, so SYTA, absolutely amazing setup. Let's talk about LITM. LITM. Again, by the way, for the SYTA, I talked about the fundamentals. I got a whole bunch of videos on that. Again, it's all based on the merger with the AI gaming company, $80 million in revenues. SYTA could get 10%, possibly 20%. Based on the numbers now, it could be 20% of that. So I did the whole video. Let's talk about LITM. Again, you can see those videos elsewhere on our channel. What's going on with LITM? Again, this is the pure uranium play, nuclear energy, uranium. We're calling it the full spectrum play in nuclear energy. Breaking out, this is the 4-hour chart. We have a buy signal. Let me see. We got the, beautiful setup here on the 15-minute. Again, ready to ramp. It's 30 minutes, same thing. Let me just look at something here. We're going to have a golden cross on LITM, golden cross coming up. That's the 1-hour chart Monday. Most likely, we're going to have a golden cross. That's when the red line, the 50 crosses over the 200. So we're going to have a technical buy signal triggered, which could send this thing to, $5 Monday or Tuesday. Again, put LITM on your watch list, ready to explode. We're waiting for the golden cross and a couple of other signals. Now, I'm looking for a couple of major signals here. So this is the 4-hour chart. Beautiful chart setup. Again, double bottom. You might call it something else. It's a double. I'm calling it a double bottom. We got a breakout. Again, this is the classic setup you were looking for. This is exactly the type of setup I discussed in 10 Bag of Blueprint. For the asymmetric, you want that asymmetric setup. The odds are stacked in your favor here. Again, the odds are so stacked in your favor. I talk about in the book how to read the charts. Perfect example. LITM, perfect example of this chart setup. Incredible setup. I'm looking for my first target is 550 to close this gap. So 550, and what that's also going to do when it closes that gap, it's going to break out of that moving average, that 4-hour moving average at 550. So that's going to trigger. So we got a couple of buy signals with LITM that could happen. So actually, let me make a note. I'm going to send it an email blast. LITM. We got the. Okay, let me make a. There we go. I'm just going to be sending out an email just to make a quick note for myself. Okay, so LITM, amazing setup. Okay, what about HOTH? HOTH. Okay, we got one more. We're going to talk about ADTX. HOTH, HOTH, beautiful setup here. Okay, let me look at the daily chart. I'll tell you what I'm looking at. We got a pennant breakout. We got the pennant forming. We have the golden cross happen earlier. We got the pennant forming. This thing is ready to explode. This thing wants to go to like 350. It's been there before. It's $1.20. This thing could go to 355 bucks even, like in a day. It's done. It's a biotech stock. Again, the fundamentals we talk about on other videos. We're going to have the CEO on a live stream this week. They got news probably this week. They have this. They just launched the obesity drug development program. They got big stuff happening. Look at this. Boom, 30-minute chart. Explosive setup here. You got an explosive setup on the 30-minute chart. Absolutely explosive. Absolutely explosive setup here. It wants to break out of this level. $1.26 is the number to watch. And look at this. Oof, oof, wow, wow, wow. That is your 50-minute chart. You got the pennant. This is your long pennant. Again, guys, remember I say this. The bigger the pennant, the bigger the breakout. The bigger the pennant, the bigger the breakout. Massive pennant, absolutely ready to explode. And actually, it's breaking out. We have a breakout on the 50-minute chart. It's a confirmed breakout. Confirmation, confirmed. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful breakout, confirmed. And I'm looking for this thing to next target is roughly, I think it's just gonna break this. It's gonna go to $2 this week. I'm looking for HOTH to hit 250 this week. HOTH is absolutely ready to go bananas. HOTH wants to go bananas. Okay, straight up. Okay, guys, put HOTH on your watch list. I told you, we're waiting for it to move. Some of these stocks, they need to cook for a while. And this thing it's ready. It's absolutely ready now. So HOTH, ready to go. Now, what about ADTX? ADTX. ADTX, I think this week we're gonna it's kind of bottoming out here. So the ADTX, I think we're gonna have a buy signal later in the week, maybe Wednesday, Thursday. It's getting into the buy zone. It's in the no man's land. Okay, straight up. Look, I mean, yes, everything here is paid content, but I do need to be very, very. I got to give you my honest opinion. We're in a no man's land right now with ADTX. Technically speaking, we're in a no man's land with ADTX. I think we got we need to get a buy signal. It's not a buy, it's not a sell. It's kind of in a no man's land. It's kind of drifting right now, looking for a direction, which basically could come in the form of news. That would be the catalyst. Again, I like the fundamentals of the company. I think they have a great setup. There's a reason why we have it here, because I think it could be potentially a $15 stock. Yes, let me repeat. I think ADTX could be potentially a $15 stock. Now, right now, technically, though, it's kind of drifting. I mean, so since we announced it, came out with a bang, and then it kind of lost momentum. I don't know why. Weird things happen with some of our stocks. Sometimes they don't do anything for a month when we launch them. They don't go anywhere. Then all of a sudden they go. You can't, nothing, if everything was perfect, we'd all be billionaires, right? If everything was perfect, if everything was, it's always a little bit different. Everything is a little bit different. But I think we're going to get a bottoming happen this week, and I'm looking for a buy signal on ADTX. We're not quite there yet. It might be there Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm kind of saying it based on the chart action. But the two stocks most likely to go to the moon this week, the two stocks ready to go to the moon are SYTA. Incredible chart setup on SYTA. Incredible chart setup. Excuse me. Again, let's look at that 1 hour chart. Cup and handle formation. Again, your cup and handle on the 1 hour right here. That's a cup and handle. And again, bounced off the moving average, ready to explode. It could go to $9. I mean, I know it sounds crazy. $7. I know it sounds crazy. It makes no sense. That's what the charts are telling us. And the charts are telling us something big is happening. Something big is ready to happen with SYTA. And HOTH, HOTH. Same thing. Something big ready to happen with HOTH. What is it? I have no idea. These two charts look absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Somebody that Govex. You know, I actually, it's funny. I talked to those guys a few months ago. They're deadbeats. I mean, honestly, it's maybe I'm just what no, that stock is a dog. I mean, if it gets cheap enough, it gets into the quarter range, maybe it's a dog. That stuff is the theme is the theme is not there. ADTX. If you want a biotech play with multiple shots on goal, it's ADTX. And it's HOTH. So yeah, but yeah, these things look like they're absolutely ready to explode. And LITM, I would say LITM comes in third, meaning it's like right behind. I mean, it's already moving up. We could have a big move, but HOTH and SYTA could have massive, like big moves. And ADTX should bottom this week. Next week, we could be talking about ADTX, and we're going to have a new stock. We're going to be launching a new stock, which, again, most likely to probably, like, again, every time we launch a new stock, so far, they've all been basically doubling the first day. I mean, I don't know. What else could you ask for? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? I mean, that's not enough for you to have a stock double? I mean, hey, how much is it worth to you if I told you, you know, you got a 90% chance of doubling your money? I mean, actually, let's call it 80% chance. Why am I saying 80%? Because we've had this incredible track record. The last 1 to 4 stocks have all basically doubled right out of the gate or more. So, yeah, I would say statistically speaking, your odds of our next stock doubling the first day are like somewhere like 80 to 90% based on that. Now, what is it worth for you to get in early, to make that extra, you know, let's say you're trading with a $5,000 position and you can, you know, get a 50% extra, an extra $3,000 and just that $5,000. Is it worth $200? Most people would say yes, but I don't know. You know, some people don't think it's enough. So yeah, I can't answer for everybody. People are strange. Anyway, guys, this is what's going on. We got these stocks ready to explode. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. Please click the like, share, whatever, reshare, retweet, whatever you're watching. And, you know, again, the more eyeballs on the video, the better these stocks will do. Because, again, the more eyeballs, more potential demand. That's the way these things work. So help me help you by spreading the content and helping it go viral. And again, if you're not a subscriber yet, make sure you subscribe so you get notifications. Get notifications when we do our next live stream. All right, guys, thank you for joining. We'll see you later in the week. Get the book, get it on Amazon so you're prepared when we launch that new stock. You know what we look for. We have a 10-part formula. I discussed the 10-part formula I look for stocks to become potentially 10 baggers. All of our stocks that we introduce now they meet those 10 criteria. If you want to know what those are, get the book. I mean, I talk about them, but, you know, get the book so you actually understand it. We're going to have the course. Click the link in the bio to get the early notifications. Here's to your 100x.